The Bible isn't just a book of random stories. It's 66 different books that come together to tell one story. An incredible one about God's love for us. And now for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 24 to 27.
Everywhere Jesus went, crowds of people came too. One day, Jesus climbed a mountainside and sat down, and people gathered around eager to listen. And Jesus taught them many things about God's kingdom and how to live. You are the light of the world. Love your enemies. Do not worry. But Jesus knew that simply hearing wasn't enough. So then, everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man. Jesus told a story about a wise man and a foolish man. Now, if he told the same story today, it might go a little something like this.
George was a geologist. He studied and loved rocks of every kind.
Did you know igneous rocks are formed from volcanoes?
George liked to go on long hikes collecting new rock specimens with his trusty rock hammer.
It's an ore.
An Oreo?
Geologist George had a friend named
Stu.
No, an ore. A rock with precious metals inside.
Dude, I like Oreos better. And sand. I like sand.
Stu considered himself a master sand artist. He would spend the entire day sculpting things in sand on the beach.
What's that supposed to be?
That is pure love and peace, captured in sand.
Oh,
It's modern art. You have to squint real hard and lie on your side to see it right.
okay then.
Both George and Stu decided it was high time that they built homes for themselves, so they called in an expert builder.
I'm looking at some land just up the mountainside from the beach. Solid granite beneath the topsoil. Well, we'll drill into that bedrock and your house will last forever. Okay, let's do it then.
Stu had different ideas.
I'm thinking, let's build right down here on the beach. The ocean at my doorstep, a 30-second commute to work.
I wouldn't do that, sir. Sand shifts. Your house will move with it.
Hey, I'm a flexible kind of guy. Just make my house flexible too.
That's not really a thing.
Oh, and I want you to use my latest sand sculpture here for inspiration.
What's that supposed to be?
Love and peace, dude.
So the builder got to work immediately. He drilled into the granite for George and built him a beautiful home with wood and steel beams. For Stu, well, he did the best he could.
I don't think these glass walls are such a good idea.
Hey, who's paying for this pad anyway? I want to feel like I'm living right in the ocean.
Soon, both homes were finished. George moved into his fine house up on the mountainside, overlooking the beach.
Bit of a hike to get up here, but wow, the view is worth it.
And Stu moved into his house right on the beach.
Look at that. Fishy swimming right up to my doorstep. I can sit on the porch and dip my toes in the ocean and stare up at the blue, blue sky.
But within a short time, clouds moved in.
Hey, where's my son?
A sharp breeze cropped up, whipping in dark thunderheads. George, on the balcony of his house high up on the mountainside, took his glass of iced tea inside.
Good thing this house is bolted into the rock.
Drops of rain began to splat on the beach.
Hey, that's gonna mess up my love and peace sand art. Stop already!
But the rain did not stop. The wind raced along the beach, chasing the waves higher and higher. A torrent of rain lashed down. Below, the ocean rose up to meet it, climbing up the beach.
Hold it! Wait! This is my porch!
But the storm raged on, and the wet sand beneath Stu's house began to shift.
Stop! Stop! I didn't get any homeowner's insurance yet.
Stu scrambled off his porch and staggered through the roaring waves until he reached solid ground a short distance up the mountain.
Fishies! Get out from under my house, dudes!
As the storm peaked, Stu's house creaked. It shook. It tilted. And in one final gust of wind, the whole thing collapsed. Stu gaped at the wreckage of his house. Then he looked up at the mountainside where George's house still stood, on the rock, tall and strong.
So, not fair.
He spotted George scrambling down the mountain as the winds finally began to die.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess. Next time I'll wait till after a storm to build my house on the beach.
Or try a different foundation? Come on, let's get you some dry clothes.
Jesus' followers listened in fascination as he summarized the story for them.
So then, everyone who hears my words and puts them into practice is like a wise man who builds his house on the rock. But everyone who hears my words and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who builds his house on sand. The rain comes down, the water rises, the winds blow and beat against that house, and it falls with a loud crash.
So the crowds that had been listening there on the mountainside all day left with new resolve. With God's help, they would be able to put everything that Jesus taught them into action.